Hello people, what is cracking like an inspirational way back with another video, but unfortunately it's a bit of a sad one. We are on the last episode of my No Skill to Skill series. You know, like I said, a bit of a gutter, but there we go. So this one I'm going to talk about where do I want to end up with this MMA. Obviously now I'm talking from an I'm talking from an aspect of me not having any cage fights yet. I would have by now probably had about 2 with a third one lined up, because I would have had one in April, probably another one around November time, this November, and probably a third one that would have happened in March, because they normally do them around March, April time, and then normally do them November, December time. So on that premise, you know, I'm talking from someone who hasn't had any yet, but would have by now. So really I've just been training. So the 3 factors that I think, before we carry on, if you could just drop a like, it should be somewhere down here. You know, we're nearly at 500, we're that close that I can smell it. Just 15 more. I just ask you nicely to just keep on pushing and subscribing to me, and like I said, 500 video planned, all that malarkey, and it mean the world to me. It absolutely would. But anyway, back to the subject in hand. The 3 key factors that I take into consideration when I think about how far I want to get in MMA. So let's talk about the first one. Time. It's a very time consuming sport, obviously with the training. But what I also mean by that is, I'm 27 now. I haven't really done martial arts for ages. I've only done kickboxing for about 2 years now, give or take. 2 years? No, a year and a half, something like that. Not long at all. A year and a half, 2 years, I think, something like that. Jiu-Jitsu I've only been doing about 3 or 4 months, and that's not been consistent because of COVID. So sometimes, you know, like for now it's shut down, or it's been through online, which isn't the same as rolling with someone or doing it in class. And before you even get somewhere like even amateurs or UFC, you need to have fights to prove yourself. You need to show your worth. You need to show, even with, like I said, amateur ones, you need to show potential and show that you're worth the risk. You're not just another kid that's trying to be acting hard or Mr. Wannabe. You have to have that special quality, that something about you, that knockout power, that amazing jiu-jitsu or amazing speed, or all round just good at everything, you know, or you know, that amazing flashy kicks and stuff like that. Something you've got to have in you. But you need time to develop those skills. You need time to have those fights to prove yourself. You know, and that's the thing that's not on my side. Time is getting on. Now, yes, there is obviously fighters in UFC, or even amateurs that are quite oldish, in their 30s, 40s, but it's quite obviously taxing sport. It's a sport that takes a lot of time on your body because of all the hits you're taking. You know, you're getting punched and kicked on a regular basis. Yeah, that's not to say I couldn't make it when I'm older. You know, maybe I could, but you know, there's not many people in UFC or amateurs that are, you know, on the 40, 50 side of fighting. Most people probably retire by the time they're 35, I'd say, probably 30, from what I know. So that's the first one, time. You know, I need time to prove myself and to develop my skills. I've had time to start developing my skills, but to get to UFC level, or even amateur, they need to be way better than where they are now. So yeah. Second one, age. Again, kind of briefly touched on it when I talked about time. I'm 27. I haven't been doing martial arts for that long, so admittedly I'm not, you know, amazing. Like I said, I've been doing kickboxing for about a year and a half, 2 years, jiu-jitsu for about half a year. Most people that are in UFC or amateurs do this sport from a very young age. Look up Khabib. He's a great example. He was wrestling bears from a young age. I don't know what time he started sports, kickboxing, sports, martial arts, but I know from a young age he was obviously wrestling bears. You know, there's a few exceptions, like I believe there's a heavyweight boxer, not heavyweight, can't remember, I think a middleweight or light heavyweight fighter that started kickboxing when he was 27 years old. If you know who that is, put in the comments, but he was on Ridiculous one episode and he said he started kickboxing when he's 27 years old. So you can start mixed martial arts at your late age and still make it, but obviously you know, the earlier you start, the better, because you need to develop those skills and have that star quality. And you know, you might have the power. You might be one of those people that just has knockout power. You know, or you might be one of those people that can just whack out kicks like there's no tomorrow. You know, all sorts of stuff. But you also need age on your side. The better you start it earlier, the earlier you start it, the better. You know, it's just one of those things. That's one of the other things I got to think about. Is I'm 27 now. You know, to have a good, decent run is in the UFC or amateurs, which I'll reveal why I think I want to go by the end of this video. You need to be doing it young. So I haven't got that on my side either. So I started this mixed martial arts very late. And that doesn't mean to say I couldn't make it, because, you know, like I said, people could see potential in me, and that could just rocket me and go from there. But I haven't even had my first fight yet to prove that. Third thing that I think I got to take into consideration is what I'm filming now. This video, YouTube. Not so much my gaming channel, because that's gaming, that's something I could do in my spare time. But my main channel, what I'm chatting to you on now, my main one. You know, not many UFC guys or amateurs, I don't know about amateurs, but not many UFC people that are in UFC have YouTube channels. I know there's people like Ronda Rousey, and there's a few others that do now, but they've left UFC. What I mean is when they're in the UFC, they don't have a channel. And that's also a kind of thing like, you know, what if I was to get to the UFC or amateur ranks or whatever, would I still be able to continue this channel? And if I was, would I still be able to do it to the standard I want to do it, like the thumbnails, the video quality, all that sort of stuff? And would I still be able to post the stuff I want to post? Because I can't imagine being in UFC they'd let me post videos like my Drunk Butlins vlogs or my challenge videos with G-Man, because they're quite out there kind of videos. They're quite outlandish videos sometimes, especially the stuff we say. Podcasts, maybe they'll probably let that. Blogs, maybe, you know, because they could be toned down. But I mean, like I said, with gaming, that's not really anything that would affect it. But challenges, you know, they can be sometimes quite all out there. Same with the Butlins pissed up vlogs or any kind of weekend vacations where I get pissed, you know. And then that's a tough decision I'd have to make. Now you may think, you may be on camera sitting there thinking, well, that'd be easy, wouldn't it? Why did it go MMA? I love YouTube. As much as I'm not a big YouTuber, you know, I'd love one day to hit 1,000 and, you know, really rocket my channel. But it all takes time. You know, it's something I do have a passion for. It's something I really enjoy doing. I love putting a smile on people's face. And when I see those likes coming in and people commenting and saying they've enjoyed the videos or they've had a laugh from it, it puts a smile on my face, because that's what I want my main channel to be about. My passion is making people laugh. So would I be able to just let my channel go like that? It'd be a hard one. You know, that's something I don't think I'd ever be able to deal with until I got to that situation. So that leads me on to the last thing. Where do I want to try and get to? Factoring all that stuff that I just talked about, my age, the time, you know, I haven't even had my first fight yet and time's getting on, and my YouTube, I'm thinking amateurs. I'm not thinking UFC. I think I've started martial arts way too late to get to that level. If I could get the opportunity to do it, then maybe, but I think personally I've started martial arts training way too late. And like I said, would I be able to cut my YouTube channel out completely or be told what to post on my YouTube channel? Because that's another thing, I'd probably get told what to post. And then if I can handle that. So I'm thinking where I want to be is have a few charity cage fights, get my potential out there, show people that I'm in business and show that I have got potential, and get to the amateurs and hopefully win a belt in the amateurs. That's my plan. Is get a few charity cage fights under my belt, maybe 5 or 6, show my potential through those charity cage fights, and then get to the amateurs and get somewhere like Cage Warriors in London, which are a really good amateur one, or some sort of amateur one along that lines of Cage Warriors, something like that, and win one of their top belts. That would be the plan. That'd be awesome. So there we go. That's kind of where I see myself going with this MMA and where I kind of want to end up. But like I said, if the UFC opportunity came, it's something I would think about. I wouldn't turn it down straight away. It's something I would think about. So other than that, no, I've been Inspirational. Cheers. Bye.